Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch a beautiful morning. The sky is absolutely perfectly clear. It's a little chilly. Got down pretty close to the freezing mark here in our little valley, but supposed to warm up pretty nice today. I think even hit close to 70. So it'll be a wonderful, beautiful day. I am absolutely exhausted. I haven't been this physically tired in a while, but the last couple of days have been really busy, but some good things have gotten done. Um, I remember I told you yesterday morning I'd been up all night the night before, answering a pretty good sized fire call. And then yesterday we had our meeting, and I'm telling you that was, I know I say this all the time. And so I probably, because I say this all the time, it may take away from the realness, I don't know, but yesterday was really an amazing meeting. We had a packed house. Couldn't hardly fit too many more people in the building, and it was exciting. It was fun. We had some really great people there, a lot of new families, several new families with children there. Just so many people that are, they understand what's going on. And they're very serious about working with others, building relationships, finding a community. But there's so many people there that are just truly on fire for God. And that was it was absolutely amazing. It's like, how can you take a prepper meeting, a homestead meeting? I don't even know what you call it, because it just varies from meeting to meeting of where our focus kind of lies. And then also have it like almost like a revival. I mean, it's just amazing. And even though I am so physically exhausted, I am just emotionally and mentally just filled, just overflowing. And I, it's not a brag. I'm not sitting here bragging. It just amazes me. We had a guy named Ron Calzone. Some of you know exactly who he is. He's quite a well-known name here in Missouri when it comes to just liberty and freedoms, and he's worked for over 2 decades just trying to hold Missouri's feet to the fire when it comes to staying free. And he spoke, and everyone absolutely loved having him there. We had a musical family group that I have followed for years, have been friends with, and I didn't even know they were going to come. They've talked to me several times about the possibility. They live out of state, but they mentioned several times a possibility of coming to one of our meetings, and then they just surprised us and showed up, and they sang a few songs, and just absolutely excited that happened. The Bailey Family Ministry, if you're interested, they have a YouTube channel. And then we had Mike from Iron Survival. He showed up and he gave an amazing presentation on bug out bag, tactical gear, all that kind of stuff. And he brings it down to a level that you don't have to be a former Army Ranger to understand what he's talking about. And he brought out, I don't even know how much gear, gave examples of different things that you could do, old Army surplus, new gear, all kinds of stuff. We had Zach Bauer from an American Homestead there, and then just so many other people. It was so exciting. And I know that some of you grow tired of me talking about community because it's not the popular topic. I will openly admit that. There are so many things when it comes to prepping, homesteading that really captivates an audience. And I can tell that in the views, how many people watch a video. It's a good gauge. It's no different than, Hollywood with their Nielsen reports, well, this show didn't do too good. The ratings are really low. Well, we'll scrap that and move on to something different. I get that. And I get it for reasons that I think that most people think it's just unattainable. It's like this this strange little anomaly that looks great, it sounds great, but it's just never going to happen. And maybe that's true with some people. I think the only reason though that it's really could be true is because people don't, they don't want to put that effort into it. They don't think that it's possible, so they don't try. And I'm here to tell you it's hard. I've done difficult things my whole life. Most of my jobs I've ever had were either physically or mentally draining or both. And this probably, even though it's not a job, I make absolutely zero money doing the community part of things. It is absolutely one of the hardest things I've ever done. But on the other hand, it's probably the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. And it warms my heart, even though there are so many times that I just think it's too much to do. It's just too hard, too much. Maybe I should give up on doing this. Maybe I should stop having the meetings or whatever it is, because I'm not a people person. I know most of you probably would be shocked to hear that. I'm not a people person. I'm not extrovert. I'm not the kind of person that likes to be in crowds or around a lot of people. So it's not natural for me. But I see the benefit. I see the need there. And I also see that there's, when it comes to all the stuff that we're facing, aside from our relationship with God the Father and our relationship with our immediate family, there's probably no greater thing that we can do than be building community and relationships with other people. And every time I'm just amazed at how they come together and how things are working out and how relationships are being built and how new friendships are being found and how it's become so beneficial to so many people. So many people, they're maybe it's just something simple. They're trying to figure out, their rain collection, system for their homestead, and they've run into something they just can't figure out. And then they come to the meeting and they meet someone that, they know how to fix that. That kind of stuff happens every time. It's all the time, totally normal. And so it's exciting. It really is. And I'm here to tell you that what we're doing, part of what we're doing, is to try to create this as something that's replicatable. We're not successful in everything that we do. We've probably made more mistakes and tripped up more times than not. But that's how things work. That's how you get to perfection. That's how you in our personal life, that's how we become more and more righteous, is through making mistakes and figuring out what doesn't work. And so part of what we're doing is hoping that we can do something that can inspire others, and others can see what we're doing and not have to blaze trails all on their own. You're not reinventing the wheel. So many times I've met with people personally, I've talked to people online, and then there's people that's actually traveled to come to our meetings because they have such a great desire to do the same thing, and they want to come and see what we're doing, and they want to pick our brain and that kind of stuff. And we're always open to that because we see such an amazing benefit for everyone to be doing this. And so I want to, as much as it's not an exciting topic, some of you it's one ear and out the other, kind of thing. I'm telling you, you need to be working on this. And it may not be as exciting as the coolest Nick's gun or gear, or, what Putin is doing, or what Israel or Iran is doing, or what the last time that Joe Biden tripped and fell or said something ridiculous. It is what's necessary, folks. It's not glamorous, but it's so vitally important. We have to be building relationships with other people. Am I going to get on here and say that, in doing this, every time we've made a connection, every time we've built a relationship, it's gone perfect? Of course not. There's been people that's come to our meetings that's come for a while, and then we find out they're lunatics. I mean, I don't know how nice to say it. They're just they've got problems, and maybe some drama happens because of it, and then they work their way out, right? Whether for however that happens, whether it's through directly telling them or they just fade away. But that's how it works. That's how all communities. It's always been that way. And you're finding, it's not just that you're finding people that you can work with and build relationship with. You're also figuring out within yourself of how you can overlook other people's differences and You know, there are some things that we can overlook. There's some things that we can meet on common ground. And then there's other things probably not so much. But we're figuring out for ourselves how we can build relationships, not just how we can find other people. This is something that's been very much of a foreign concept in our civilization for a few decades now. You know, you don't know your neighbors, you don't build relations, you have a few friends, a small little circle of friends, and that's it. But actually having a group of people that with the intent of really helping each other, and we're not all geographically, you know, next door neighbors. Some of the people are from many hours away, but they're going back to their areas and they're trying to do the same. They're trying to build relationships with people around them, community, and come up with, you know, how we can stand together and how we can survive together, you know, some type of, you know, little local economy, or who's going to grow the beans and who's going to raise the beef, you know, that kind of stuff. There's so much going on in the world today. And we've been conditioned for so long to just crawl in our bunkers and let the world just explode on itself. And as long as we're okay, that's fine. And I'm not saying that that's a wrong thing to do, but I believe in my heart that's not a biblical thing to do. I think that we're meant to be together. We're meant to have each other. We're meant to have that fellowship. And it's not easy. It's just not. It's very difficult. I think that's one reason why most people don't try it, to have it. You know, they don't work for it because it's just too hard. It's probably one of the harder things that you can ever do, and that's build good, solid relationships with other people. But when we look at all the things that's happening in our world, it has to rank very, very high on the importance of what we must do to survive all this, because I think we're not too far away. I think things are so much closer than what most people realize. And we've got to make this happen. And for those of you that are very serious, you really want to do this, you really are going to try, you're trying right now, and you have some questions that you need answered, reach out to me and I'll do my best to respond. I do get a lot of people contacting me. And sometimes people slip through the cracks, but I'll do my best. I'm just one person. I have no assistants. I have no staff, nothing like that. And I'm busy with lots of other things. You know, yesterday, right in the middle of our meeting, I got a 911 call for a very serious motor vehicle accident, and it was close by, and I was one of the very few people, myself and a few others at our meeting. Our team was one of the few people that could even respond to it. And it was a good thing that we did, because it was a very critical situation. In fact, it just asked that you remember the people in prayer. I can't give you the details, but I will tell you there was a child involved, and they're going to need some prayers. So many things have happened because of all this stuff that we're doing. And it's not a pat myself on the back. It's not me. It's not. I promise you, it's not me. It's the Heavenly Father, and it's the people coming together. And we've got to be doing this in more places. I know it's happening in other places. You just may not be seeing it in videos. But I'm here to tell you that you need to be doing this too. You need to be getting your houses in order, but you need to be getting your communities in order too. You need to be preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually for what's coming at us, because it's on its way, folks. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.